As a published author who facilitates a monthly open mic at the Blue Door Gallery in Yonkers, New York, going on 5 years strong. That's a long time here, I tell you. Snaps to that. But she is the reason why many young individuals are encouraged to be strong, empowered, smart, bold, and sometimes jazzy too. I'm getting a lot of that already here. But aside from that, her writing and her poetry has become more of a memoir in her latest poetic memoirs. So please welcome the author of Pretty Girl Special and Situationship and Things, Phylisha Villanueva here. Woo! Yes. Welcome. Chastity, you got the first question.
So, let's talk about Phylisha, aka Philly, right?
Yes.
How do you love this journey so far?
Okay. It definitely has been a journey. I am no longer hosting open mics at Blue Door, but when I did, it was for 5 years. It was called The Night I Became Untamed, and I started that when I was about 16 because I decided I wanted to be a poet, and I'm from Yonkers, so I'm taking the train and a bus to go to Nuyorican Poets Cafe. And the night is Wednesday night, middle of the week. I'm in high school, and I'm getting home like after 12, and I'm fighting with my mom. And I'm like, Mom, I just want to do poetry with my friends.
Right.
So I didn't realize it at the time, but I did something really radical, and there was no space for what I wanted and other young people in my community needed. They didn't even know that they needed it. I created a space, a safe place for young people to be. And I would pack that place out. We did it once a month. And that's one of my legacy projects. Today, I sit on the board for this art gallery. And the open mic is still going on. It's a legacy project of mine, as well as a children's art workshop that I started when I was about the same, 16, and that is these are two programs that now get funded. And before I was just, when they ask you at a job and they say, have you ever had a time where you had to, make something from nothing? And that would be my answer, as I had no budget, no materials, but I made it happen with support of friends and family.
Right, and poetry actually is a sign of you expressing yourself in a way people cannot understand. When you speak, sometimes people don't understand and comprehend what you say. But as you write and you express your words in certain formations that they won't understand, they end up getting it. They feel the pain. It's another way of you expressing who you are, and people don't even see that's important. You have to see the growth in that, I'm actually happy for you. This is a great journey. I'm sure it's going to go somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
It's already somewhere. Look at this. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
You know what's also interesting that I found out about Philly is that she and I both went to BMCC here because I graduated in 2021. But she was probably there a few years before, somewhere around.
But I graduated in 2021.
Oh,
wow.
really?
How
come I did not see you? Well, you've been playing hide and seek for me?
I bet, 100%.
Well, so this is what happened. I went right after high school, and 2000, maybe like 12, I'm almost done. But I meet a guy. And I had one more semester left, but I ended up in an abusive relationship.
Wow.
And I could not finish my studies.
So you were in high school till 2012 here? Or
I graduated high school in 2010. And then about 2012, 2013, I'm almost done with BMCC. I loved my experience. I loved that school. And I had one more class left, but they said I had to take it on campus. And I was already going through so much. Even after BMCC, I tried to go to Mount St. Vincent. I was pregnant, and I tried to go to Mount St. Vincent College. Went through a whole semester, never made it to finals because I was in an abusive relationship. I couldn't do it. And then baby's born, and I'm nursing, and I'm on the computer, and we taking these classes. I'm in Grand Canyon University, take the whole semester, and I couldn't get through the finals because of the relationship.
Yes.
So then, then when the pandemic happened, I was like, you know what? If I could just get this associates, I only needed one more class. And when I was going to those other colleges, I was going as a transfer student. So it was like, taking my credits and then I got more to go. But I knew with BMCC, I only needed one more class to just finish what I started. Give myself what I owed myself. And during the pandemic, it was like, okay, well, all the classes are online, and yes, you only need one more, and yes, you can take it online.
And has that really, the pandemic, like, affected you with your doing your poetry and everything else, even with what you've done so far? Because you've written 2 books so far, Pretty Girl Special and Situationship and things. So that's the question I wanted to find out. How has that affected you during the pandemic? And yeah.
It was an interesting time to be a performance poet and even a facilitator. Like, I move rooms. My superpower is my voice.
Right.
So my background is like facilitation with youth development and community arts development. So
that's what we're also about here as well.
Yeah,
Empowerment,
I like it here.
pushing limits. I feel like it's extremely important. People don't understand how powerful you are. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit and don't give ourselves a pat on the back for how far we came. We push to want a lot more, but you know what? In the process, it is a journey that is beautiful, because what you're gonna learn and what you're gonna get out of that hurt is gonna be empowered that nobody could take from you. So
Absolutely.
It's very important. I'm very happy for you and your journey. This is exciting. I love poetry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
During the pandemic, like every time I go to an open mic or I have features, I sell about 6 books a night.
Wow.
So that's definitely a part of my income, is selling my books and my services as far as workshops and things like that.
You deserve a Guinness Book World Record for doing that.
Okay.
Take my trophy behind you.
So in the poetry community, especially on Instagram, we had a lot of poets who went live. And actually, when everything started happening, I kind of like stopped for a little bit, and then I panicked. I'm not gonna lie, I really did panic. And then I had a poet friend that said, "Hey Philly, I'm gonna send you some Instagram lives." And at the time, I'm like, Instagram lives? Like, people were doing it, but if I don't gotta be on social media, I really don't want to.
Right.
But I am a brand, so people are definitely following my journey. So okay, I gotta do the thing. But we really built such a beautiful community during the pandemic. The poet community really took care of them, each other. We were staying up for hours listening to poetry on lives. There was multiple people going on live. We were just reading, and we had a group chat. And then one of our poets lost a family member, and we were able to be there for that poet. It was an interesting thing, and especially when the world started opening back up. That's crazy to say. The world started opening back up.
Who would have thought we would have went through something like that?
Yeah.
And you know what's even more empowering? The fact that, sorry, David.
No, it's fine. I want to give Cindy a chance to ask the question.
Of course, yeah. No, go ahead. Your turn.
No, yeah. I mean, I guess I was wondering, through this journey, what are some of the hardships that you found kind of come up that you weren't necessarily expecting? And then on top of that, what made poetry the one? Like you said, you also started a art fund for kids. So art is a segment of art in creation. What made writing, what made poetry the thing that always stuck?
I think the thing with poetry is I like the stage. I like the stage, and I know that I empower and I motivate. I mean, it's I'm privileged to know my God-given gift. Now, for me to go and do the opposite, why am I going to do that for? Hello. I think some things that came up for me that was difficult. I think I could really talk about that right now. Currently, I am a full-time poet and teaching artist.
Yes.
That's
And
amazing.
so
I think you need to hit the bell for that.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm a single mom, and the difficult thing I'm going through is just the transition of a different type of lifestyle. A lot of my checks come in like grants. Nonprofits will want to pay me, colleges want to pay me, but these checks, they come in whenever they want, to be honest.
Right.
So it's kind of like interesting, you know. I feel like I'm like an actor, and then essentially I am an entertainer. I am.
Right,
I think I need to
yeah.
start like claiming the because I also facilitate. I'm an educator, but I'm mainly an entertainer, and it feels like, you know, when I'm gonna get my next gig and when I'm gonna get paid, I need to fit. So I think just the most difficult things that come up is just the lifestyle. You know, this is something I've wanted for so long, and I'm finally here. You know, and I think what I will say is that even though I'm here and I've manifested this and I'm here doing this, it's not easy still. It still feels like I'm trying to do it, but I'm already here. So it is a journey.
Yes. It's really a big journey, even for you as a talented actress here and an author. But it's like, I know we have to go here because, you know, we want to hear the spoken word performances that you have here. But I just really quickly want to talk about one of the books here that you wrote, because you mentioned about how your writing has become more of a memoir, even your poetry, because it's like you really talk about a lot of hardships that you've been through when you were younger. You want, like, what is like the message that you learned looking back after all this, and even after writing Pretty Girl Special and the other book that you wrote, Situationship and Things here?
I think my message would be to always choose you, and love should never hurt. Love should not hurt, and always choose you.
Right.
There you go. You
It'll
know,
teach you how to love better if you love yourself better. You know,
yes.
you can't love anyone unless you love yourself more.
That's right.
right.
You know, and we look forward to hearing your spoken word performance coming up, because I'm ready for this.
All right.
Yeah. So stay right where you are, because Philly V from West Philadelphia with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I love that.
Disregard that. Oh, but
Yeah, I'm from
we know it's good. There you go. Yeah.
like
But she's about to
Yonkers.
do her spoken word performance and everything else. So don't miss it. We'll be right back. Okay.